Hello my friends, and welcome back to the video series where we cover free games for your Oculus Quest that are available through the SideQuest app. 12 new free games that we're covering this month, and let's get started right away with QuestZDoom. It's a VR port of the popular Doom engine for the Oculus Quest, which allows you to play Doom with full 6 degrees of freedom for yourself and your weapons. I really love playing retro games this way, and I hope we'll eventually have a port of the classic Star Wars game Dark Forces someday. Now to be fair, to use QuestZDoom to play the original levels, you do need to own Doom, because this doesn't include the original commercial assets, but it does include the option to download other Doom-based content within the launcher, including free Doom, and of course, Chex Quest. Within the launcher, there are also many map packs and mods to choose from as well, and the interface is rather intuitive, allowing you to toggle on or off any mods you want to launch with the game. Even if you don't own the original Doom, this is a must for your Quest because of all the fun free content it provides. But if you do own the original Doom, then it's even better. Flowborne is a meditative experience and the best of its kind on the Oculus Quest. I'm frankly quite surprised that it's not available in the official Oculus store. It's an experience that's driven by your very breath. You rest the controller on your abdomen, so the motion of the controller will know if you're actually breathing properly. And it's by the breath that you move through this world. Every exhale propels you forward. The movement is all sliding movement, so if you're prone to motion sickness, that could be an issue for you, but since it's driven by your breath, that might not be the case. It wasn't a problem for me, but let me know how that works for you. There are bubbles that appear along the path. If you look at one, it'll release a visual pattern. It's not at all required, but I couldn't help myself whenever I saw one. When I tried it, there were 6 chapters. Each chapter will take you from 5 to 10 minutes depending on your breathing and how fast you have the movement set within the settings. I tried this when I was having a really bad day, and I did feel a little better at the end. For a relaxing experience, I highly recommend it. Harvest VR is an early prototype farming simulator, and it's already off to a fantastic start. Till, seed, and water the plants of your choosing to sell them for cash. After you get enough cash, you can travel to the market to buy tools, seeds, or animals. But that's just the start. You can also fish, explore, climb trees to pick apples, and more. And the atmosphere is perfect for this kind of game. A simple but pleasant visual design with a good atmospheric soundscape. For a relaxing sandbox farming game, I highly recommend it. Beach Bar VR is a quick reflex multitasking challenge. You're a bartender at a beautiful beach resort, and you need to make all the customers happy by giving them exactly the drinks they want. Some want mixed drinks, some want ice, stuff like that. It's all very fast-paced, but if you're in too much of a hurry and give them the wrong order, then you won't get paid. But thankfully, you just need to throw the finished drink at the customer, so that keeps the pace nice and lively. For a simple multitasking challenge, it's pretty good. It has intuitive controls, and it's easy to just pick up and play. Vanishing Grace. As the name of the game suggests, Grace has vanished. So it's up to you to pilot her desert roaming craft and discover the story behind her mysterious disappearance. For a game in early alpha, Vanishing Grace is very impressive. A well-detailed game world with lots of interactivity, and well-done voice acting to tie the narrative all together. I don't want to spoil anything more about this game, and I highly recommend it. Oh, and for locomotion, you can choose either teleporting or sliding, which is great. One Punch. I've stopped covering games that clone Beat Saber, but I'm making an exception with One Punch. That's because they've added a fun and creative spin to the Beat Saber gameplay. Instead of slicing cubes, you're fighting against kung fu bad guys. Each dude has a visual marker for which hand you need to use and what attack motion you need to execute. If you're too slow, they'll get their strikes in and you'll lose health. but the ninja stars you simply have to avoid. There's no punching those. Sometimes it does get difficult to see what the next attack will be during busy scenes, but I suppose that adds to the challenge. For a fun and unique spin on Beat Saber, check it out. SurvivormanVR. You're enjoying a peaceful helicopter ride over the mountains, and the helicopter decided to not fly anymore. So now you're stuck in the middle of nowhere about to freeze to death. That really sucks. But thankfully, real-world survival expert Les Stroud decides to send his hologram to your location to guide you to survival. Lucky you. At first I thought this would be a non-interactive experience, but I was pleasantly surprised to discover that it's very much a survival game. Avoid bad decisions, and instead make good decisions. Learn the tools, gather scrap, and more activities. It's currently really short. Once you get the fire going, you've won and the game is over, but more is planned and it's off to a great start. QubeFall is a 3D Tetris game where you get to grab the pieces with your hands and place them wherever you need and in any orientation. After a while, you'll earn bombs that you can deploy to clear the playfield as well. This Tetris clone has fantastic polish, a fun, approachable visual style, and a cool, soothing soundtrack. I found this hard to put down, and it's totally worth a download. Hammer of the Gods is a fast-paced physical action game where you wield Thor's hammer, and your job is to obliterate everything you see. There are 5 levels to choose from, and there actually is a bit of a challenge, since the floating obelisks will eventually fire lasers at you trying to kill you. It's easy to get started playing right away, pretty fun, and a decent arm workout as well. Check it out. Whale Watch is a relaxing ambient experience where you get to appreciate some life under the sea. The graphics certainly aren't photoreal, but for the Oculus Quest, they're pretty good. If you want to just tune out and escape to a peaceful place, then this will certainly fit the bill. Axegend Demo. It's a wave-based defense game, and in between attack rounds you get to set up traps to stop the marching enemies. You're also given melee and throwing weapons, so you yourself can cause damage as well. Besides building in between rounds, you can also choose upgrades and more weapons. I found this game to have its own kind of quirky charm in the traps and enemy behaviors. Like the funny way that they respond to walking on hot coals, or the fact that you can place a mocking doll as a defense tower, which is a sumo wrestler that will do a hip dance that will confuse the enemies. If you like silly and random humor in your games, then you really need to try this. There's 3 difficulty modes, and there's lots of movement settings and comfort options if you get motion sick. I've covered Hyperdash before when it was only available on their Discord, but it's now easily available through SideQuest, so I think it's worth mentioning again. It's a fast-paced multiplayer arena combat game. For an early alpha game, it's already incredibly polished, with great audio, crisp visuals, and a surprisingly active player base as well. You'll find a variety of weapons, and for movement, there's sliding, dashing, and also fun sliding on rail tracks. Well, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe. See ya!